This is the book of Matthew 22, verse 1. And Yahushua answered and spake unto them again by a parable and said, The kingdom of heaven is like unto a certain king which had made a marriage for his son. I like to give all praises and glory unto Almighty Yahweh Yahushai. I like to give all honor and praises and glory to Almighty Yahweh Yahushai. Double honors to the men of GMS who rule well. Peace and salutation to the whole full elect. This is Brother Boaz on the set once again. Now we know that we are in those the seasons, okay, of prophecy, okay. We know that this thing is going to go down, okay. So all things are now ready, okay? So your main job is to repent and come back to the one that made you while there's still time, okay? That's your main job. To come back to the one that made you. The book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancients and will be occupied in prophecy. Okay, so you're going to be occupied in prophecy when this thing goes down. Okay, that's the business. Okay, we deal with prophecy. Okay, and we know the prophetic scriptures. Okay, missiles are going to hit Babylon, okay? This place is doomed. That's why you want to come back to the Most High while you still can now, while you still can. This place is doomed, okay? It's doomed with thermonuclear destruction. The book of Hosea, chapter 2, verse 1. Blow ye a trumpet in Zion, and sound off an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and a day of gloominess, a day of clouds and a day of darkness, as it is the morning spread upon the mountains, as a great people and strong. They have not been ever the likes, neither shall there be after it, even unto many generations. Okay, a fire devours them, and behind them a flaming burneth, and the land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them is a desolate wilderness. Yea, nothing shall escape them. So that's describing nuclear weapons, these ICBM missiles. Okay, this place is going to be destroyed. The appearance of them is like the appearance of horses, and the horsemen to the so shall they run, like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains. They shall leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devours the stubble, as strong people is set in a battle. Before their face is the people shall be much pain, all flesh is gathered blackness. They shall run like a mighty man, they shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march everyone on his way, and they shall not break their ranks, neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro into the city. They shall run upon the walls. They shall enter into the houses of clay. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun shall be moved, shall be darkened, and the stars of them shall withdraw their shining. And Yahweh shall utter his voice before his army and camps is very great, for he is strong that executeth his word. For the day of Yahweh is great and terrible, and who can abide in it? So who can abide the day of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, okay? This is a terrible day, okay? This is a dreadful day. Who can abide that day of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, okay? It's if you're not of the elect, you're not going to make it out of here with your life, okay? When this thing goes down, you're not going to make it. You're going to have to be reincarnated. And that's if you're an Israelite. If you're another nation, just don't even listen to these videos. Just you're going to get put into slavery. But if you feel like you're of the elect, you want to make it out with your life, you have to call upon the names of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, so you can make it out with your life. Therefore also now said Yahweh, turn ye even to me, and with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning, and rend your heart, not just your garment. Turn unto Yahweh your power, for he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and great in kindness, and repents him for evil. Who knows, he might return and repent and leave a blessing behind him, even a meal offering and a drink offerings unto Yahweh your power. Blow the trumpet in Zion, sanctify a fast, cause a solemn assembly. Okay? So if you're not calling on the names of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, you won't make it out with your life when this thing goes down. The book of Yoel, chapter 2, verse 30. And I will show wonders in the heavens, and the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon shall be turned into blood before the great and terrible day of Yahweh comes. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of Yahweh shall be saved, shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Lord Yahweh have said, and in the remnant whom Yahweh shall call. Okay, so what's this about? Okay, what's this all about? Okay, you have to call upon the names of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, so you can make it out of here with your life. Turn to the book of Amos. The book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 18. Woe unto you that desires the day of Yahweh. What end is it for you? The day of Yahweh is darkness and not light. If as if a man is flee from a lion and a bear met him, or when he went into the house and leaned upon his hands upon the walls, and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of Yahweh be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness is in it? Okay, so the day of Yahweh is a dreadful day, okay? It's not a game, okay? Yahweh is going to destroy many, okay? The book of Jeremiah, chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries, against great kingdoms, of war, of evil, and of pestilence, okay? And that's exactly what the men of GMS are prophesying, okay? Of war, evil, and pestilence, okay? I remember they said it was going to be a contagion, like the movie Contagion, okay? I remember they said that years ago in 2012, okay? And then we had the pandemic, okay? So prophets, they have it. Like you heard me say on multiple occasions, that group, GMS, they have it. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 30. Therefore prophesy against them and with all the words, and say unto them, Yahweh shall war from on high, and utter his voice from his holy habitations. He shall mighty war with his habitations, and shall give shout as they tread the grapes against the inhabitants of the earth. The noise shall come even from the ends of the earth. Yahweh has a controversy with the nations. He shall plead with all flesh. He will give them all the wicked, so that the sword, say Yahweh. Thus say Yahweh of hosts, therefore, behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation, and great whirlwinds shall rise up from the coasts of the earth, and the slain of Yahweh shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. They shall be like dung upon the ground, okay? So that's what this is about. They're going to be like dung manure on the ground. Back to the book of Matthews. The book of Matthews 22, verse 3. And sent forth his servants and called them that were bidden to the weddings, but they would not come. Okay, so you got the invitation in the mail already. Okay, you know you're an Israelite. Okay, you know the prophecies. Okay, but why you not coming? Okay, why you not dancing to Yahweh Yahweh's tune? Okay. Again, he sends forth his other servants, saying, tell them that are bidden, behold, I have prepared my dinner, my ox and my fattens are killed, and all things are ready. Come unto the marriage. But they made light of it and went their ways, one unto his farm, another to his merchandise. And the remnant took his servants, and they treated them as spitefully and slew them. But the king heard thereof and was wroth. He sent forth his armies and destroyed those murderers and burned up their cities. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 21, verse 44. And whoso shall fall on this stone shall be broken, but on whom it shall fall, it shall be grinded into powder. Okay, so this is Yahweh Shai. Okay, this is Yahweh Shai. If you want to make it out of here with your life, okay, you got to be bidden and come back to the marriage, okay? Don't be like the 5 foolish virgins that bring no oil with your lamp. Verse 8. Then shall the servants, the wedding is ready, but they were bidden, were not worthy. Go ye therefore into the highways and to the many that ye can find, and bid them to the marriage. So those servants went out into the highway and gathered together them many as be found, both bad and good, and the wedding was furnished with guests. And when the king came to see the guests, he saw a man which had not on a wedding garment. And he said unto him, friend, how camest thou in here not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless. Then said the king unto his servants, bind him hand and foot, and take him away and cast him into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. For many are called, but few are chosen, okay? And that wedding, you have to have your wedding garment. And that's what that is, that's the truth. The right doctrine of Yahweh Shai. The book of Revelation chapter 13, verse 18. I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the furnace, by fire, that thou mightest be rich, and white raiment, that thou shalt be clothed, and thou shameful nakedness do not appear, and anoint thou eyes with eye salve, that thou may see. Okay, so that's what this is about. That's what this is all about. This is the book of Jeremiah 45, verse 1. The word of Jeremiah the prophet spake unto Baruch the son of Nebiah, and have written these words in a book at the mouth of Jeremiah in the 4th year of Jeconiah the son of Josiah, the kings of Judah. Thus said Yahweh, the power of Israel, unto thee, O Baruch, thou hast said, Woe is me now! For thou hast added grief unto my sorrows. I am faint with sighing, and I find no rest. Thus shalt thou say unto him, Yahweh has thus said, Behold, that which I have built it will I break down, and that which I have planted will I pluck up, even his whole land. And thou seekest great things for thyself, seek them not. For behold, I will bring upon these evil to all flesh, said Yahweh, but thou's life will I give thee as for a prey, and thou in all places where thou goest, okay? The book of Jeremiah, chapter 44, verse 14. And that none of the remnant of Judah which are gone unto the land of Egypt to sojourn there shall escape or remain, that they should return unto the land of Judah, to which they have desired to return to dwell theirs. For none shall return, but such as shall escape. Okay, so it's only going to be unlimited of people to make it out of here. It's not going to be a lot of people to make it out of life, okay? It's only going to be a limited people to make it out of here. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, verse 18. In those days, the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel. They shall come together out of the land of the north, and the land which I to the land which I've given their for an inheritance unto your fathers. Okay, the book of get you my closeout scriptures. The book of Okay, one moment. The book of Second Ezra, chapter 2, verse 28. The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, say Yahweh. Hopefully you was edified. I'd like to give all glory and honor and praises to Almighty Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.